Morning, everyone. Early morning show. It's about to begin. Well, it has begun, as a matter of fact. It is another catless show. He's outside again, getting warm. We probably won't see him till it gets really cold, or he just decides I don't want to go out right now. But he's out there having fun. So I just want a quick recap. Besides the fact that it snowed this week and it's springtime, so something's really mucked up. Last week on the video, remember I went down to our state capital in Michigan and I protested about the record stores being closed. So I put out on social media that I'm going to be here and I'm hoping to have a pretty big crowd, and well, you know, so far not a lot. It might be too windy for most folks, but we're going to protest. We're going to try to get something happening, because that's what it's about. It's about us taking charge of our country and bringing it back. So, you know, I think, you know, how about this? Let's just use this chance. Vinyl. No, how should we do that? Got it. Vinyl, we need more. Open up our record stores. Vinyl, we need more. Open up our record stores. And I was disappointed. I mean, honestly, I was. I posted this, I put it out on social media, and nobody came. And it just made me think, am I not a social influencer? I mean, that's what I've always thought, that I am a social influencer. I'm out there, I'm getting people excited and changing what they think, and, you know, just a big deal. And then you go do this and nobody shows. And, you know, and I did that, you know, it was on a Wednesday, and it was windy, but it was disappointing. Well, guess what? Everybody messed it up. And maybe I put out the wrong Wednesday, I don't know. But this Wednesday, everybody showed up at the Michigan State Capitol. I mean, seriously, thousands of people. There was cars, they were all over the place, and they were all protesting to open record stores. I mean, it was beautiful. All these people, just thousands, protesting to open up our record stores, and some other stuff too. But I know they were really, it was about the record stores. I was hoping to hear my chant. No one did it, or at least not on the news, but they only do snippets, and this chant was pretty catchy. Maybe they just didn't want to put that one on. So it was exciting, though, to see that how my protests that I had started took off, and it went over to all the other states, and even I think President Trump said, you know, to open up record stores or something on Twitter. So I feel once again, you know, redeemed, and knowing that I am just the most powerful social influencer on the face of the planet. So thumbs up, man. So pretty cool. Well, we got a hard and heavy metal. Steve is back. Been growing my hair out to kind of look like Metal Steve, and that's what we're going to be doing here, man. We're coming at you, and we're in the background. Actually, this is probably my favorite Metallica SNM. This is when Metallica played with the San Francisco Orchestra. Boy, I like this thing. I think the San Francisco Orchestra I mean, they were tight. They understood the power of Metallica, and of course, they sound great on it. This is just, to me, an outstanding CD, and someday it would be a good one for me to find in vinyl. I'm sure it's in vinyl, but wow, I like that. But let's begin, okay? Because Kat's not here. I'm going to pull this out. So we're going to start with the Metal EP, Rodrigo and Gabriela. And this is a Mexican acoustic duo. I've talked about them a number of times because it is a group I really like. They are an instrumental duo that play flamenco guitars. They started together in '93, and it was in a band called Tierra Ácido, which was Acid Land, and it was a heavy metal band, and that's how they began. But they found that the music in Mexico, from Mexico, if I forgot to say that, it just wasn't going anywhere. Nothing was happening, so they moved to Europe, and actually they went to Ireland, and just the two of them. and they began to play. And they had, they're dueling flamenco guitars. One kind of knocks on Gabriela. She just kind of, she plays more of the rhythm on it. She does a lot of knocking, hitting the strings with her hand, while Rodrigo plays the really intricate structures. And it's just great music. Well, they did this they actually did an album, but more with heavy metal type music, but they had 3 songs that they left off, and so that's what this has. And it's a tribute to Metallica, Slayer, and Iron Maiden. They do 3 of their songs, but they do it in only the way that they can do it. I'll play you a sample of this. And I guess it's another record store day. Hey, happy record store day, everyone. I hope everyone shows what you bought on record store day. I guess maybe that's what I should be posting. So here we go. I got this on record store day last year, finally showing it. So yay! Awesome stuff, fun. It's just a great album. There's a download code if you want that. It's only 3-song EP, but if you like metal and you like flamenco guitar, well, gee, folks, you just can't go wrong with that. So, Gabriela, Rodrigo y Gabriela, metal. And if you want hard and heavy, you like it hard and heavy, and we have this wicked lady, the Axeman cometh, and yes, she's in a teeny weeny purple polka dot bikini. My own artwork, thank you very much. These guys came out of Northampton, England, back in 1968, and they were a power trio. They recorded songs, but they never got released until someone found them. I think he was working on some kind of paper or something out of college, and he found these songs and he put them out on CD, and then they wound up getting released onto an album here just recently. And are there any goodies inside? Let's see. We have this. Not much. It's a 2-album set. A little bit about the band, and more pictures. They have, so there's 2 albums out there, and these guys, if you like, they loved Feedback. And it was just they had this huge biker following. So because of all the Feedback, all the bikers, they were always just regulated to clubs. They couldn't get anything bigger because, let's just face it, they were, it just wasn't what people wanted in the big arenas. They were so loud. There was a lot of drinking and a lot of drugs, so really, they were really erratic, and eventually they couldn't even get a gig anymore, and they wound up breaking up in '72. This is just classic stoner type rock, and so this one here, the Axeman Cometh, again, was on CD, and now it's out on vinyl. This is heavy. It is this really heavy vibe, but what's different is it's kind of upbeat when you listen to it. The music, it's just filled with this fuzz. Drenched with fuzz guitar, but yet there's just this. It's different. It's almost, again, kind of, a little happier undertone. It's not as doom and gloom. Really, really interesting. They said when they used to play in these bars, the glasses would all just vibrate. That's how much fuzz and feedback was going on. If you like your acid guitars, this is acid guitar 101. It really, really is. Filled with really doomy bass. If that's your deal, this thing, it's locked and loaded and it's waiting for you. I really enjoyed this. It's not the type of music I normally would get, but someone had talked about this in the VC, and I thought, oh, well, let's try it. And enjoyed it a lot. And there's one more out there that I plan to get. So Wicked Lady and the Teeny Weeny Polka Dot Bikini. So here's a track from it. Then, I've had this when this came out as CD. Finally got it in album form. Bronsted. And Seshut. It's German. You know I'm not going to pronounce that right. Pretty cool stuff. These guys, and there is actually a band, kind of a fold out. Nice. And for those that like to have their faces again just all beat up, and they just use kitchen utensils on there to give this thing a totally scary look. Man, Bronsted. You know, they started in '94 and they still have the same lineup. Isn't that incredible? You know, it hasn't changed. And they gained in popularity by touring. This was a touring band. Well, Seshut came out in '97. It was their second album, and it went to #1 in Germany. After they put this out, they went on a 4-year tour. 4 years to promote it, and they're huge. It's, you know, they're coming over to the state. Well, they were, who knows anymore, but you know, in Europe, I mean, these guys are just, I mean, they are the gods of metal. You know, Mr. Finglish, he showed footage from them last year when he went to see them. Yeah, kind of an interesting story is their guitarist Richard Krups, of course saying that one wrong, but you know, he was living in East Germany. This was before the Berlin Wall came down. Well, he took a little vacation over in Czechoslovakia, and he found a guitar, an acoustic guitar, but they're illegal in East Germany. So he smuggled an acoustic guitar back in East Germany. Isn't that incredible? It's illegal. And he didn't know, he had no idea how to play it, so he's out in like a park. I guess there must have been no guards there. And he's goofing around with it down by the lake, and some girl comes over and hears him playing. He says he didn't have a clue what he was doing. He was just making noise. But the more and the louder noise he made, the crazier this woman went and just got all excited. Well, there was some benefits that he found to that, and he decided, I need to learn how to play this. I want to pick up chicks. I got to play the guitar. So for 2 years straight, he practiced, not knowing anybody. He just had to learn it himself. Well, eventually he got out. He escaped from East Germany and got into West Germany. So that's how the guitarist got started. Just an incredible story. This, of course, has the hit "Du hast mich." You hate me. and just it was a great song. When this came out on CD, I was so excited about it. David Lynch had brought them to attention. This came out in 97. David Lynch's movie Lost Highway in 96, he featured one of the songs from Bronsted. So that came out, and you know, because David Lynch, you think about the music on his movies, that guy's ahead of it. You know, he always seems to be one step ahead of what's going on and understanding what is really, really cool. So this thing, it's filled with infectious hooks, sing-along choruses. It's all part of it. I mean, the songs, just, you know, some of them, they start really quiet, almost like a ballad, and then boom, they come in full throttle with guitars and keyboards, and then it goes really quiet again. So it's kind of all over the place with how that music goes. Really incredible stuff. If you like Ministry, Skinny Puppy, or say Nine Inch Nails, Bronsted. And I'm sure you know about Bronsted, but if not, it's a group I truly like a lot. You know, for if I want something really hard and heavy, that's a go-to, and I have pretty much all their stuff in CD. So another favorite of the VC, which you can't play, of course, and I finally picked up, was Blue Cheer, a San Francisco band from 66 to 69. Talk about, you know, hard rock, blues rock, psychedelic, acid rock. You get all that put into this. And they had the their version of Summertime Blues that they did that was extremely heavy. People will say that this is where heavy metal began. The album, which is in Latin, Vincebus Ereptum, well, it's supposed to be, sounds like Latin. It's made so people like me can't say it right. Was their first album in 68. And this thing was heavy, it was thunderous, but it also had this blues sound. And it peaked at number 11, I believe. There was the song Doctor Please. It's kind of about their glorification of drugs and looking at, should I take the drug or should I not take the drug? When they did the song Summertime Blues, which is a really neat, what they do to it is really, really cool. They had taken a ton of LSD. So they really didn't even know what they were doing. They were just going at it. So when you listen to it, just this fuzzy acid psychedelic version of it, of some guys really just tripping out. This thing is just full of sounds and a fuzz, just lots of sound and fuzz and feedback. It's loud. It's so loud it could deafen an army. It really, really could. Just hard driving. Many of you know it. I did not have this, and I saw it out there, and I had to pick it up. So we're keeping that loud and heavy. Happy Record Store Day, everyone. Did I tell you that? Oh, it's Record Store Day! Yay, another Record Store Day. See, I saved my crap. Everyone else is showing all that Record Store Day stuff early. I knew it was going to be canceled. I had a premonition, so I saved some. So we go, hey, it's Record Store Day. And this is a shiny Record Store Day. Steppenwolf. You know, they formed in a Canadian-American band, formed in 68, broke up in 72. Then they formed again in 72, broke up in 76. Then they formed in 80, broke up in 18. Yeah, that happens to a lot of bands, doesn't it? But still, this is a psychedelic, blues, hard rock, acid band. Best known for Born to Be Wild and Magic Carpet Ride. The movie Easy Rider put these guys on the map in a huge way. You know, they've sold 25 million albums. That's how big they are. And 8 gold albums too, that popular. One of my very first record albums, so I ordered from Columbia Record Club, was Steppenwolf's Greatest Hits. Wasn't that I knew Steppenwolf, it just said Greatest Hits, so I thought, well, that's the one I need to get. And of course, they had the 2 hits, but then there's like these, you know, they sounded like drug songs, Pusher and stuff, but they were really a lot about anti-drugs. I was 10 or whatever. I didn't know that. But just, Johnny Kaye, the lead singer, he actually escaped from East Germany in 1949. They were behind the wall, but him and his family, they got out of East Germany and were able to get over to form a life over here. So kind of a neat story there. What are you going to say? It's all good music. It's all really hard rock. They do an interesting tribute to Chuck Berry, and it's called Berry Rides Again. They also do their own version of the Hoochie Coochie Man. They spell it differently, but it's the Hoochie Coochie Man. The Pushers on here, Sookie Sookie is on here, and of course Born to Be Wild is part of this. Such classic music from a really important group that was, again, very hard and heavy. Steppenwolf, and that's it's in monophonic. Happy Record Store Day. Picked up this Iggy Pop. This came out in the 80s, and Instinct is it, and it's his 8th album. His 8th studio album came out in 1988. That kind of worked out really, really well, didn't it? This is a heavy, hard-rocking Iggy Pop. He actually had Steve Jones from the Sex Pistols play on it, and Steve Jones played the guitar because, well, let's face it, that's what Steve Jones plays, right? Nice little insert there. And this was a special edition album. Maybe it was a Record Store Day one. I don't think it was. Nice stuff. If you so this is a different kind of Iggy Pop. Again, there's these neo metal type guitars going on and these really hard riffs happening. He had just done Blah Blah Blah, and that was kind of his comeback. David Bowie had recorded China Girl, and it took off. Well, all that money from China Girl, which was Iggy's song, Iggy got. So he had money now to recording. Well, he'd done Blah 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 with Bowie, and it was kind of more commercial, more poppy. So he wanted to go back, let's do something hard and heavy. So he did this, Instinct. It misses the energy of the Stooges. I mean, the guitars are good, but it doesn't have the power and passion, shall we say, that you would hear when he played with the Stooges. So, it's a little more formulaic, I guess you could call it. It's still, if you like playing air guitar, this is a great little air guitar thing. It gets you up, it gets you out of your seat, and it enjoyed. So I still really enjoyed it. Just an Iggy Pop I didn't have. Instinct. For those that want their Iggy loud and hard, play that. Final one, British Steel from Judas Priest. This was the album that said metal doesn't have to be slow and heavy. Metal can be quick, fast, and actually a little bit more poppy. And so they did British Steel. This is their 6th album. It came out in 1980. And it was, it has my favorite song when I'm in the car, Breaking the Law. When Breaking the Law comes on, my foot automatically hits the accelerator and I go at least 10 miles an hour faster going, breaking the law, breaking the law. Man, my brain just, even if I am speed, that's the song that comes on. I love that one. When they did this, they were actually inspired by AC/DC. They were seeing the success that AC/DC was having, how they were hard and heavy, but they were doing songs quickly. It wasn't this doom and gloom that had been going on with metal, the plotting. It was like, we can do this, but we can do it quick, we can do it fast. And so it was just, again, in 79, they were kind of, I think, even talking with AC/DC, and they changed kind of their course a little bit, shall we say. This thing is rapid fire. It's up-tempo. It is just, and it's more metallic. There's lots of leather. fun stuff. You know, they shortened the length of the songs, and they shortened them down, but they increased the tempo, and they made it much more exciting. Enter hair bands. And really, that's what you get. Even Rob, look at that. He has lots of hair there. Looks like a bowl cut, actually. But sing-along choruses. Living After Midnight's on here. They brought sing-along choruses to metal. Such an influential album at the start of the 80s that really changed the way metal was played. So there you have that. Okay. Hard and heavy. That's what we got this week. I know no classical, no jazz, no nothing. That's coming, but I wanted to show those. I wanted to showcase those for those that like the hard and heavy. And if you don't, well, I know you're probably maybe waiting for something really, something different. Sorry. So, hey, everyone, I'm taking vacation this week because there's not a lot I can do with work. You know, I've been working at home. I go out maybe once or twice a week to places that I don't manage, but just to see how people are doing, because I can't travel into Ohio over state lines. So I thought, oh, screw it, I'm just taking vacation, and this should be, you know, I should be allowed to be, you know, to travel coming to May. So I don't know, I might do a bunch of videos. I might do a bunch of these threads. You might get sick and tired of this stuff I'm going to put out. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I got yard work to do too. But I appreciate you coming in. Great to know that my protest finally created all kinds of fracas out there about opening record stores. I'm a social influencer. Remember that. So have a great week. Enjoy. Do the best you can. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Bye.